Hi guys, we're going to review integers today. We're just going to do a quick review. It's not going to be a long full day of math. So what I want to do is I want to do a little refresher on integers so that when we jump into algebra next, that you guys feel a little bit more comfortable with it. So if you'll remember before we went on Christmas break, our very last chapter was on integers, and we also did absolute values and opposites. So we have the opposite of any number. So if I'm asking for opposites, okay, and if I give you a positive 2, the opposite would be a negative 2. If I gave you a negative 2, the opposite would be a positive 2. Same thing with any number. If I gave you a negative 117, the opposite would be a positive 117. Absolute values, on the other hand, have those bars around them. So an absolute value has these bars. So if I gave you the number, ooh, that's a very thick marker there. If I gave you the number -4, any number inside an absolute value gets turned to a positive. So the absolute value of -4 would be a positive 4. Now also remember, if you have a positive in your absolute values, then it stays a positive. It doesn't change it. An absolute value turns anything inside into a positive, whether it's negative to start off with or a positive to start off with. So both -4 and 4 in an absolute value bar would both have the answer of 4. Same thing with any other number that you could think of. So if I had a -19 inside, the absolute value of -19 would be 19. And if I had just a regular positive 19 inside my absolute value bars, the absolute value of positive 19 would still be positive 19. Okay. Let's go into adding and subtracting integers now. Okay, we'll start off with adding. So if I have 3 plus a -7, okay, don't forget we can use our little number line, our up and down number line, the vertical one, because I think that works better. And when we related it to the ocean, that really helped. So okay, so here is our 0, where our water line is. That's 0 there. And up here is 1, 2, 3, 4. Down here is -1, -2, -3, -4, -5, -6, -7. Okay, so we're looking at our first number, which is +3. So we're going to start at +3. Here we go, okay? And now we're adding a -7 onto it. So it's like saying, okay, here's an iceberg in the water, and we have our little penguin sitting atop here. That does not look like a penguin, I know, but I'm not going to take time to draw a penguin. So our penguin wants to go somewhere. He's looking for food, and so he is going to go down -7. So when you have a negative, it's like going down on the number line. So we're going to go down 7 places. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And he descends to -4 feet below the water. So here's our little penguin guy now, swimming in the water. Okay. And if you remember also, we have our little trick that we used to say. So if you look at these two numbers, they have opposite signs. One of them has a positive, one of them has a negative. So that means that we are going to subtract those two numbers. When they have different signs, we subtract. So let me make that little note out here. Oops, wrong thing. When two different signs, you subtract. So 7 minus 3 is 4. And then we keep the sign of our bigger number. So we're going to keep the sign of the bigger number, which is 7. And in front of the 7 is a negative. So it is a negative 4. Okay, let's do another one. Let me extend this out a little bit so we have more room to do things. Okay, let's say negative 12 plus 9. Okay, so with our number line here, I'm going to try and erase this without erasing my whole thing. That didn't work. It's still not working. Okay, we might just have to leave that. I'll do it in a different color. Okay, so we're starting at negative 12 on our number line, and we're adding 9 to it. Adding, we have an addition sign or a positive sign right in front of our next number, means we're going up. So we're going to go up 9 places. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and we land on negative 3. So negative 3 is our answer. You could also do our trick that we did. You look at the signs in front of them, and we have a negative and a positive, meaning that they're different signs. So we are going to subtract those two numbers. That was a positive there. We're going to subtract 12 minus 9 is 3, and our bigger number is 12, and in front of the 12 is a negative sign, so we keep the negative, and our answer is negative 3. Okay, let's do a little bit of subtraction. So this is where both of our numbers might be negative, or we're going to have those double negatives in there. So two negatives right next to each other. Let's do negative 4 minus 16. Okay, so here's our little chart again. No, I don't want that. Okay. We're going to draw our water level on here. Probably going to have to put it up a little bit more. Okay. Here's our 0. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I didn't quite draw my number line long enough, so there we go. And 1, 2, 3, 4. I know. Okay. So here we're going to start at negative 4 on our number line. So we're going to count down 1, 2, 3, 4. Here's negative 4. And then this guy is also a negative. So it means that we're moving down. Negative means we're moving down on our number line. So we're going to go 1. So negative 5, negative 6, negative 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. I moved down 16 spaces and I landed at negative 20. So negative 20 is our answer. But you could also use our little trick. When both signs in front of the integers are the same, you add and keep the sign. So if they're both negative, your answer is going to be negative, and you're just going to add the two numbers together. Okay, so let's try another one like that, and we'll just use the trick. Okay, so our next one maybe is -5 minus 6. They both have negative signs in front of them, meaning we're just going to add them together. 5 plus 6 is 11. And because they're both have negative signs in front of it, our answer is going to be -11. Don't forget, you're also going to have some where you have double negatives, 2 in a row. So you might have something like -3 minus a -4. Okay, and I just used the parentheses around here because if I didn't, it would look silly. It would get everybody confused. That's what it would look like if I didn't use the parentheses. And you'll see the parentheses show up on like worksheets and in books and when you're doing actual calculations. But there's no number between our two negatives. So when there's no number between two negative signs, they cancel out and become a positive. So now you have -3 plus 4. Okay, so if you wanted to use our number line, we can. We're going to start at -3. 1, 2, 3, count down. There's -3, and we're moving up 4. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. And it puts us at positive. I didn't go down. Sorry. I put my -3 in the wrong place. Silly me. What's new? Okay. And also, this is not where -3 is. There we go. This is -3. And we're going to go up 4. 1, 2, 3, 4 gets me to a +1. Could have used our trick. They have different signs. So you're going to subtract 4 minus 3 is 1. The sign of our bigger number was 4, and it's positive, so it's a +1 is our answer. Okay, really quick, let's do a little bit of multiplication and division, and then we'll call it a day. Okay, so when we're multiplying and dividing, remember that any time that you have two negatives, cancel out. Okay, so any two negatives when you are multiplying, I should probably write the word out, multiplying or dividing, cancel and make a positive. But if you just have one, then it stays negative. So this is our little note there. Okay, so if we have something like -5 times the -6. 5 times 6 is 30. We have two negatives. They cancel out and make a positive. If we have -4 times a -8, 4 times 8 is 32. Two negatives cancel out and they make a +32. If we have -7 times 3, that's a +3. 7 times 3 is 21. This time we only have one negative, so we keep our negative sign. If we had just something like 4 times 5, well, they're both positive. Ooh, that made a funny shape. 4 times 5 is 20. They're both positive, so our answer stays positive. Let's switch it up and do some division really quick. So we have -63 divided by -9. 63 divided by 9 is 7. And because we have two negatives, they cancel out. We get a +7 as our answer. Okay, if we have negative 54, ooh, it's just not cooperating today. Negative 54 divided by a positive 6. 54 divided by 6 is 9. There's only one negative this time, so our answer has to stay negative. If we have a positive 81 divided by a positive 9, well, they're both positive, so our answer is going to be positive, and 81 divided by 9 is 9, and it's a positive. Try one more. If you have a negative 16 divided by 1, 16 divided by 1 is 16. Any number divided by 1 is always itself. So 16 divided by 1 is 16. We only have one negative, so our answer is going to be negative. Okay, that's all of our review for today. I'm not going to give you any homework tonight. Let's ease back in to the semester. We'll take a night off of homework, and then hopefully we'll start up with a little algebra tomorrow, and you'll have your first batch of problems to do on your own tomorrow. Okay?